to break down a halibut. And we're going to do a special cut. We're going to do fletches on the top and bottom that are boneless. And then on the bottom, we're going to do what's called a Kansas City halibut strip steak. Kind of came up with in a restaurant probably 20 years ago. And it's always kind of stuck with me. So what we're going to start with here is on the halibut, there's a line that goes right down the middle on both sides. It's kind of a cut here line. So the first thing we're going to do, and if you follow that line all the way down, it should end up right on top of the spine of the fish. And that's important because it's Kansas City. As you know, Kansas City strip has the bone in. So it's important that we expose that bone right there. And you can see that right down the center. We're just going to cut that collar off. All right, and then we're going to take this first piece off. We're just going to follow the rib cage. So this is the second week of Alaskan halibut harvest. We'll try and get the first harvest on everything is the best. So we wanted to do this last week, but it didn't work out. So we're still good with that. So that's our first boneless fletch. We'll take the skin off of that. All right, so we got all the meat there. That's good. So these fish are cool. I tried to get a bigger one. This is a 15-pound halibut. We wanted a 40-pounder, but these things get up to 800 pounds. If you can imagine an 800-pound halibut. All right, let's see, we got the spine exposed there. That's going to be part of the bone-in Kansas City cut. Got our dorsal fin there. All right, there's our second. Nice looking fillets. All right, so this is kind of the interesting part of this unique piece. So we always had an old chef's knife in the kitchen that we used to do this, but over the last couple of years I picked up a new hobby of blacksmithing, and this is my first knife I made out of a railroad spike. So I thought we'd incorporate that into the program here. So what we're going to do is get that tail off of there, and then we're just going to follow the spine here. We're going to tap this knife straight through the spine. I was going to try a Sawzall on this, and then I remembered I made a knife. I thought that was perfect. All right, so now we have that spine split all the way down. We're just going to cut that in half. Let's just shut that off from the side. That right there is going to be for a soup pot later. Got the collar, some good meat in there. And this, I traditionally cut this off before I fillet, but it's all right. We'll cut this fin off of here. All right, so there, this is the same as this cut, except it has the spine and it has the rib cage in there. So that's going to be our boneless, and this is going to be our Kansas City strip steak. We'll cut that one up first. That's the fun one. All right, so that'll be skin on, bone in, through the spine there. And if you can get, that looks like, to me it always looked like a New York strip steak right there. Like on the Kansas City strip, you have the short loin. It has the bone right there. I just think that's such a cool looking steak. So we want to cut it pretty thick, so you have that integrity of a strip steak. And then for this one, we're going to do a dish called a shiitake mushroom crusted halibut. So this one we're going to take the skin off of, and we'll do a boneless cut on this one. I think we'll do a bias cut on there so we get some pan coverage on that, and they cook a little bit quicker. We don't have an oven where we're cooking today. Otherwise, I would cut those a little bit thicker. But that's a good surface area for the mushrooms to stick to in the pan. Such a nice piece of fish. Pick up this. All right, let's display these guys here. We have a nice cast iron skillet out there. I think we're going to deep fry these for today, but they're good on the grill. We have a grill fired up too, so we may throw them on the grill. All right, so that's half of our fish. So we'll do the other side the exact same way, and that'll give us about 30 portions of fish.